Good afternoon, dear viewers, and thank you very much for joining me. And welcome to yet another interesting edition of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. I will be your host for today. My name is Steven Chisenga Mwape, otherwise your very own sports common journalist. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very much excited to be guiding you through quite an exciting journey of sports trivia and knowledge. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very much excited to be here for the second time after missing on 2 episodes. But for the first episode, I was glad that my girl, Ruthie, took up the stage for me and she did very, very well. She interviewed guests and the guests were so very much proud of our episode that I missed. So ladies and gentlemen, before I talk much, allow me to take a brief pause and we'll be back shortly. Thank you very much, dear viewers, for still staying with me. Like I earlier mentioned, welcome to yet another interesting edition of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. And ladies and gentlemen, today's show is going to be a very interesting show because we're just going to dive into 2 topics. So the first topic that we're going to be talking about is the Information and Communications University ICU League that's making rounds at the university. Also, we're going to talk about the recent ended Zambia University Sports Association Independence ZUSA Games that were held at the University of Zambia. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not alone in the studio. Again, I'm not joined by one, but 2 sports enthusiasts who are so very much ready to tackle a series of challenging questions with me right here, right now. But like I said, no questions today. We'll just talk about the ZUSA games that were played at the University of Zambia. Also, we'll talk about the ICU League that's making rounds on campus at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce my guest. So my first guest is Patrick Mwangala, the 3rd captain for the Computer Boys of the Information and Communications University. Also my other guest is Kaygan Mumba, a Real Madrid supporter, also a Chelsea fan, and a business administration student here at the Information and Communications University. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so quickly, I think I'll start with you, Mr. Kaygan Mumba. ICU League. Who came up with an idea of, I'm told you're part of the organizing committee. Yeah. So who came up with the idea of ICU League?
Okay, so the idea of ICU League came up with Chile, famously known as YVOK.
Okay.
Yes, he did approach me, I would say, last year, somewhere in December. He did talk about the idea of saying, he felt like the reason why we don't really, let me say, have the mentality of, so mostly we may play friendlies, we play these tournaments, but you find that when you carry those players to go to ZUSA, they fail to compete because the pool of selection is small. So he said, if we have a league like other schools, you find that it's harder to research and you have a larger pool of players to choose from. So you talk about it from time to time, and it's just an idea, but until the beginning of this year, that's when we took it seriously, and we started planning in that direction. So the credit goes to Chile, YVOK, big ups for that idea. So
yeah,
it's his idea, I have to say. It
okay.
Is his idea, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people are praising you for the same idea that you came about. That came about, and you're part of the organizing committee. And a lot of people have been saying, Kaygan Mumba is really working tirelessly so that this league can come to success. As we've seen that there are a lot of players that are taking part in this same league. Students are feeling very excited after participating in these games. And kudos to you, Mr. Kaygan Mumba, for bringing up such an interesting league. I also have Patrick as one of my guests. So Patrick, you being the the Computer Boys 3rd captain, how was it? How was your experience at the Zambia University Sports Association games that were held at the University of Zambia?
For the games which were being held at the University of Zambia from the 23rd to the 27th of October this time. Okay, quite right. It was a challenging game, challenging tournament. We had a lot of difficulties, but again, we managed to tackle them slow and quite right, the league which was introduced, ICU League, it helped a lot because this time around we managed to get like players who had the experience and the composure to be part of the same tournament as the Computer Boys. Yeah. Okay,
so if I remember very well, Mr. Patrick, yeah, you took part in the Computer Boys team that went to Mulungushu University for the same ZUSA games. And you also participated in the Zambia University Sports Association ZUSA games that were held at the University of Zambia. So comparing the two tasks that you had, You played as a number 3 at the Mulungushi University. You also played as a number 3 at Unza, though people wanted you to play as a midfield. What do you think is your best role? Like looking at when you play, you might want to know at Apanate game, playing as a number 3 or maybe playing in the midfield, or you can adapt to each and every position that the coach has chosen to say, play on this position.
On that same positions, I can say that basically, I can be good at the number 3, and then again, I can be good as a striker as well. But so I just tried myself to adapt like in each and every position, wherever I may be fitted on. As long as I am fit to be playing, I can manage that same position. So, like the team is, so we don't have a lot of left backs because of the same people whereby we have people who are right-footed, a few left-footed. So I myself, I came up and just say, no, I can manage as a left back coming from the midfield, so that you can at least fit someone else in the midfield. So I can say that I'm comfortable being a left back, yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you're going to keep, I don't know if this information that I want you to share with me is confidential, but what's the criteria of you guys? What criteria do you use when you're selecting players for the first starting 11, you being the third captain? Is it just anyone who chooses to say this player should start comparing to their performance and everything, or maybe there's a criteria that you people use being part of the team captains?
Yeah, for that one, mostly the first thing we have to do that is confidence, because when someone doesn't look confident to start the game, that means that their tempo is down. So they can't cope up with the energy which will be in the same match. So first thing, before the confidence and how the guy has been training for the whole week or maybe for the semester for the ZUSA games we had.
Yes.
Again, we have to look on how he can be helpful in the same situation. If he'll be helpful, maybe he has the energy to finish the game, maybe he has the ideas and intelligence of each and every part of the game. That's the criteria before for the ICU Computer Boys team.
Mr. Kaygan Mumba, you're still with me here. So I just want you to, I saw how much you broke down the time the Computer Boys were eliminated for the 2025 ZUSA University Games at the University of Zambia. Yeah. And you being someone who loves so much to cheer on the Computer Boys and who loves so much to just be part of the Computer Boys, the Computer Boys versus DMI St. Eugene University, that was a game that immediately the fixtures were out at the University of Zambia. Almost everyone, they were saying, no, this is going to be a walkover game. Yeah. In as much as they say, never underestimate your opponent, but that was a game that we felt like the Computer Boys are just going to beat DMI St. Eugene University. And it turned out to say, we forced a draw as the Computer Boys. What's your take on the first game that the Computer Boys played against DMI St. Eugene University?
Okay, so first of all, I must say, like you said, it was a game which I saw us winning confidently. But I have to stick with what the captain has said in terms of confidence and player intelligence. You know, you have to acknowledge that we came a goal down from that game.
Yes,
that we bring ourselves back in the game. And the one thing I must say that I didn't appreciate about ZUSA is that players are only allowed to play, I think each half was 25 minutes.
Yes, 25.
And to be honest, 25 minutes is not enough for such competitive games. You know, there's what we call player pick rate during the game, whereby it's not about wakaba.
You
have to think of wakaba as you're playing the game. And your body has to be heated up. You have to be the tempo. Then now you can remove your quality. So most of that moment comes during the 15 to 20 minutes. That's when players really get in the game. Imagine that when you just get in the game, you go to halftime. You cool down, you come back. So that game required players who are experienced to play short minutes in intensive games, and like you said, so it will come back to experience, confidence, and intelligence. So yeah, I saw that game as a must-win. I saw it as a walkover, but the points we raised, it's a game which we woke up very late in the game and we didn't have enough minutes to put on another goal. But after the first goal we scored, we showed that we could have scored maybe 2 more other goals, but time was against us. So it was a good performance overall. That the fact that we came back and we kept pressing after that.
Mr. Mwangala, the second game that the Computer Boys played at the University of Zambia, if I remember very well, you guys played Mukuba University. Yes, Mukuba. A game that you, of course, I remember I was part of the team that went to Copper Beach University, and you played Mukuba in the semi-finals of the 2024 Zambia University Sports Association ZUSA. A game, just a game, and you are going to qualify to the finals, of which it wasn't in your favor. You guys lost to Mukuba 3-2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, a big shout out to Carlos Lewis. He scored a goal that was so very much decisive to help the Computer Boys just force and maybe keep their hopes alive of qualifying to the finals. So the game against Mukuba, of course, you lost against Mukuba at the Copper Belt University, and I don't think you met them at Mulungusha. Stand to be corrected. You did.
We were in the same group.
You were in the same group. Yes. So Mukuba University, you're always meeting you Mukuba University, yes. And then you came in now with a bit of wanting to do revenge at the University of Zambia, yes. And again, the odds were not in your favor. You lost by a goal to nil to Mukuba University. Is it something that a lot of people are talking about that you can maybe second with me to say it was an error by the goalkeeper? But in as much as it was an error by the goalkeeper, I believe you also as the players need to stand up, because once the goalkeeper makes an error, you have to stand up and maybe talk about it after. So how was the Mukuba game to you as the team third captain?
The Mukuba game to me, actually, it wasn't even a hard game, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It was a fair game because we were the one dominating the positions, the attacks. But something which have been like troubling us, the computer boys, for a while, is that we managed to get a lot of chances in the box, and then we don't utilize the chances. Whilst our opponents will maybe get one chance again,
and they score. Yeah.
And for that one, the mistake I can say it was between the defender and the goalkeeper, because they didn't communicate. So they bumped into each other. They were expecting the referee to whistle, but whilst the referee didn't even whistle the same foul, that's when the guys managed to score the goal. But actually, that game, it was supposed to go in our favor because we were the one dominating the game. We were the one controlling everything which was in the game, other than Mukuba.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not leaving you behind. We're live on the Information and Communications University Facebook page, also on the Information and Communications University television, that's ICU TV on Facebook, not forgetting the Zambia Research and Development Center, that's ZRDC on Facebook. We're going to go on our second break and we'll be back shortly.
Bami wamwene kukupa basofu ate gift ya wedding wewe
kabampo kai honto kweswako
wei
swebo bujiti bajita kuti humbwa wa arwa kumumpa muzo
ale
they give one zo
basa sunu tusegelela akupobola nguzu ya mwanesu musanko yulage mwana mujende
tamdori ndira
honeymoon yansa yebo tuni kurya honeymoon ndete kuya kusaka ka kupange maloko mbo tuni kukhala amije kuno mudaro ro bagamba kuti nantaka mihi mulusaka ishindi mubwa itabaga ndite claustration bagandi sibe buya baga kuhema jana
iwe amani munganda mwana unkira mafia ngombe apa peni na dabombe muno
Lucky do you know me? Do you know my wife? Have you seen my wife?
Chiriku. Urefu atoka ni mochari mpia.
Maybe I should go to doctors.
Bambira ma doctor ati wabora hipondo tu. Chikaringa byani bantu nawe chakaringa byani ko.
Chachiringo kumichiringanya pa mulesu wa mafuta.
Wow. I'm so impressed mura. Pesi ndari kwamba bakuti. Aya mahuta anonkira musimba. Imwe mwakasuba.
Hello dear viewers, thank you very much for still staying with us. Like I said, we're still live on the Information and Communications University, that's ICU on Facebook. Also, the Information and Communications University, that's ICU TV on Facebook. Not forgetting the Zambia Research and Development Center, that's ZRDC on Facebook as well as YouTube. So I'm still joined by Patrick and Mr. Kaygan Mumba, and we're discussing about the Information and Communications University League, also the recent ended Zambia University Sports Association ZUSA Independence Games that were held at the University of Zambia. So Mr. Mwangala, this question goes to you. So immediately after playing against Mukuba University, I was told, rumor has it to say Eden University used a team B because they had already qualified in that group. They were topping the group and they knew to say, regardless of the outcome, ICU, DMI or Mukuba, they were still going to qualify to the next round of the quarterfinals of the 2025 Zambia University Sports Association. And they had to bring in team B that you guys were playing against for a must-win game. And I believe you guys used that very lineup that you trusted so very much to play against Eden University, a team that used Team B. What do you think went wrong after you guys losing to a Team B team and you had hopes of maybe beating them with more than 2-0? What do you think went wrong in that game, Patrick?
For that game, the guys like underestimated Eden University for using the Team B because we were like, this game is going to be easy and stuff. So we had some few changes on the goalkeeper and right back also. So for that game, I can just say that the guys underestimated Eden, was saying that this is going to be a walk-off. And for that, it cost us like an 80 goal.
Yeah.
That same 80 goal, like, it was now getting hard for us to go back on the same time because the time was short. And then everyone was just like panicking and we were playing under pressure just to equalize and maybe add on 2 or 3 goals. So for that game, it was just like, and we doubted our opponent, saying that no, this team is a big team, we can't manage to lose this game.
So do you think you have positions that are just standard in your team, whereby I am a position stinga change my players? So each and every game that we're playing, but do you think you have such players? And do you think it's helping you as the team?
For that one, yes, we have. The only positions I can say we can change is the 4 and 5 for that one, because we don't have anyone competing for those numbers. And it has been costing us because the guys who are there, we know to say each and every game they must be available for that same game. Because they are the only ones who are available to manage on that same positions. And we just need like competition on the same positions, each and every position.
Okay, so quickly, madam, sorry, I almost said madam. I thought I had Ruth on this show. And so funny is Mwangala for Ruth. I'm sorry, guys. So Mr. Kaygan Mumba, well, now I want you to choose. Of course, we have about 3 goalkeepers for the computer boys. And to my surprise, Akim started the match against Eden University. It was a very tense game and it was a must-win game for the computer boys. So who would you still choose? First, start with, I think it's just a one-word answer, Akim or Beaten?
Akim or Beaten?
Yes.
Based off the last performance, I'll definitely say Akim. He slightly tops Beaten in terms of judgment. Akim's judgment is good, and his reaction.
Okay.
So let's say if we're at the corner in the box, then he picks up the ball. He's fast to react to see where he's taking the ball. Sometimes yes, his passing may not be accurate, but at least he's looking for that long ball pass to start the counter. And that's how the reaction and the energy he has. Bruce comes in with a lot of experience, but I think he has to work more on his judgments and his reaction.
Okay, so I'm cutting you short. When you say Akim, of course, I watched Akim in that very game you played against Eden University. And when you look at ZUSA being a big tournament, like it comes twice a year, if I'm not mistaken, it's a very big tournament. And Akim being a goalkeeper, quite right, but he's new, he doesn't have that experience maybe for such a tournament. Of course, maybe he had played in big games where he's coming from, but looking at a competition like ZUSA, don't you think it was a very tense game for him, looking at the fact that he was playing a game, the first game at the University of Zambia? In that game, it was a must-win game for you. Do you think that costed him maybe a bit scary, or maybe he was just there being him because he's been a goalkeeper for quite a long time? So do you think the decision of starting him over Beaten was okay?
Yeah, I totally agree with that decision, and I think he gave out a very good performance over. This idea of saying this player is not experienced in this tournament, he's still an upcoming player, he can't play this tournament, it's not football. Personally, I've been watching football for a long time, and as a football fan, it's not football. I've never seen that work, that's ideology be effective anywhere. Let's look at the World Cup, for example. We've seen players up by a youngster just performs in the league. One season, he's very good. Maybe the Neymar situation. One good season at Santos, they called him up to start for Brazil and he's in the starting lineup.
And he dominated.
So like the captain said, what matters is, okay, if you've seen with the youngster, He's very good, but you're talking about no Sangate, Kapojaila.
Yeah.
No, it's your duty now as those leaders of the team saying, how are you going to put confidence in this player? But even if he's playing for the first time, he feels like he's on top of his game, his mind is the game. It comes to how you're going to handle the game and the composure of the player during the pitch. So it means as you're playing, be talking to him, put him in the game, be praising him, put him on top of him. He's encouraged to put on his best performance. Because, yeah, so I think it's a good decision. If you see, talent is talent. It doesn't matter if you never played this tournament or before. Talent is talent, and it matters how you handle that talent in big games. Otherwise, even an upcoming player, even a fresher, can start a big game in ZUSA. It matters how you put confidence in that player and make sure that his talent is effective.
Captain Mwangala, where do you think you need improvements when you look at the front, the back four, the midfield, or the striking force? Where do you think you need maybe Fato? You might pray to say, maybe next semester maybe a striker, midfielder, or a defender. Which position do you think you guys are lagging, and you maybe need to enforce that position so that you can push in so hard?
The only positions I can say that we are lacking mostly is a natural number 9. Number 9. Like the experience of holding the ball and who's someone who's able to get in situation, read where the pass is going to go, and the movement whereby he knows that if I stand here, I'm going to be getting the ball from this position. If I stand here, I'm going to be advantage in my team at this time. So that's the only thing I can say we lack right now.
So you mean the national number 9s that you've been having for the past 2 semesters, 3 semesters, or past 3 ZUSAs, they were not up to their standards, or maybe you need someone who's going to be a very scoring machine. Take for instance, like maybe Erling Haaland.
Yeah. For that one, I can say that we have been having people who are playing false 9. They are not actually like natural number 9.
They're playing false 9.
Yes, they are playing false 9. And then once in the game, they'll be complaining, say, no, this is not my natural position. I'm having struggles in this and that. But actually, they've been managing for the CBU and the Murungoshi. It has been okay. But since we moved the person from his natural position, putting on somewhere else, that costed us a lot to say, who can we put again on the position where we removed the same guy?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not leaving you behind, and we're going to go on our last break, and we'll be back shortly.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for still staying with us. We're still live on the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge, and the discussion in here is just getting tougher and tougher. The guys are just saying out their opinions, their feel about the Information and Communications University League, that's the ICU League, also the recent ended Zambia University Sports Association ZUSA 2025 Independence Games that were held at the University of Zambia. So, Mr. Kaygan, let's talk about the ICU League now. You're playing, you're a player also, not just being part of the organizing committee, you're a player for Athletic Pirates, and you guys are topping the league. Do you think you're going to continue the same momentum and maybe just get to be the winners of the 2025 ICU League?
Yeah, I think we're going to continue the momentum. We've played like 5 games now. We have the best defensive record, we have the best scoring record. So I think because Athletic Pirates is just a rebranding, that team has been playing like Pavio. Most of the players there have been playing a lot of tournaments together for a very long time, so we're familiar with each other's gameplay. We have new freshers players who are trying to implement in the squads to bring out the talent, hopefully, so that we have a lot of players actually on our team who we look up to, saying they can actually be able to play the ZUSA games if they are kept fit, if they train right, and they are groomed in that direction. So yes, I do believe we have a very good chance at lifting the league. But I can't underrate the likes of the boys and Wolves, who I believe are still our main competitors. And overall, it's a very tough league. Because now a lot of teams have woken up, people are back on their game. So it also means even us on our side, you have to step up our game to make sure we maintain that position. Because I think it's only one point gap left now. So it's a tough league, but obviously it's our league already.
Mr. Mwangala, I even forgot to ask when I remember you played against. The time you are preparing for the 2025 ZUSA games, we had a friendly match that you played against the ICU League Select.
Yes.
You remember that game?
Yes, I
So I don't know if you played. I know you were playing, but there was some point where you got rested and you were just watching the game.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember the keeper that plays for Athletic Pirates.
Yes, yes.
I believe that goalkeeper he's good. Did you ever think of maybe trying to call him and maybe just use him as maybe one of your third choice goalkeeper for the Computer Boys?
For that one, it's I'm sure it's Mayuka. Mayuka might be Mayuka.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, that guy. For me, I haven't approached him, but actually for that game, he was good.
He was good, yes.
He was even trying his best more than our first choice goalkeeper in that same game. But I'm sure we are going to try by all means, maybe to try and encourage him. Maybe he can try to join the team. So we need competition in each and every position, even goalkeepers. We need 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know that the team that won the 2025 ZUSA University Games?
Yes.
Mulungushi University.
Mulungushi.
So now you've seen that it's not about where you're playing from.
Yes.
Because when you look at the last ZUSA, it was held at the Mulungushi University, of course, and they won it at their home ground. And they still came at the University of Zambia when the odds were standing in favor of UNZA. A lot of people were thinking UNZA is going to win that league. Of course, Mulungushi came and taught again and won the league. Yeah. So are you learning something from Mulungushi University? Because I'm told a lot of players who are playing for that team A for Mulungushi University are just like coming up. They're in their second years, first years and everything, which means Mkalinawa, and as long as you're facing them, you'll be playing them. So are you learning something from how they're organizing their players and everything, you being the team captain?
Yes. Like what I'm learning from them, those guys, they started the same tournament with a loss. Like 2-1 loss to
Rockview University. Yes.
And I like their spirit because they were not down, because they knew they were the defending champions.
Yes.
And then they had to defend their positions of being the champions.
Okay.
So for that one, I just like the energy the guys had, even for the game they had. They were 1-0 down until they managed to get the equalizing goal in the 9 minutes. And yeah, I'm learning like a lot of things, and I hope even my team is learning something from them.
Oh, okay. But producer Wangani's often news about time and everything. But fast forward, when we look at the back four that you mentioned, 4 and 5, the defenders, I believe you have senior players that might not participate in the next upcoming ZUSA games. Yes. The likes of Spartson and maybe Bisaka, because he's been complaining of having an injury. And are you also thinking in those lines whereby maybe you might have a big game coming up and you won't have Bisaka in Smartson? Have you ever? Do you have replacements for those people?
For those people, I can say for Smart, yeah, it can be replaced by someone else. Like we have Herbert Gatoma. Yeah, he can play as a left back. Though naturally he's not a left-footed person, but he can manage. But
just fit in that position.
Yes, he's fit. But for Bisaka, I can say we can have like some difficulties in those positions, because if we try to put someone else, might be me or Casemiro to be on that same position. But I hope you'll be okay.
You still need him. Yeah, he's been a key player for you people.
Yes.
Okay, so fast forward, Kaygan, we're running out of time, but what's your take about, we're now diving into the Zambia League. Coach Avram Grant resigns on Instagram. He's no longer the Zambia National Soccer Team senior men's coach. What do you think about his step? And do you think we need another international coach, or maybe we may just use one of our local coaches in preparation of the AFCON that will be held in Morocco December?
Okay, so first of all, big ups to Avram Grant. It's a very big decision she made, but it's at least he acknowledged, saying he wasn't helping us, the team, in the best way we would want. In the likes of hiring international coaches, I don't have a position where I stand on that for a local coach or international coach. Whoever can deliver, because the only coach who came to give us an Africa Cup in a long time was an international coach. International, he wasn't Zambian.
France,
he was Avram. He was from France. But we've also had local coaches who are always very close to making us qualify for big tournaments, including the World Cup. So, as long as for the local coaches, if corruption is put aside, this is a point I have to make. If corruption is put aside and they really go for quality players, because where we come from, we leave a lot of players who dropped school while we're here, and we've left exceptional players back home who are not even worthy of playing ZUSA. Like that league is way below them. The guys are good,
very good.
But bro, people are aging in these leagues. Muntakotera mu league 5 years more na kulira mkamba. Sasa
Division 3.
So if we can really focus on our Division 3 decision and pick players from there, and like I said, trust them with these big roles. Don't use names, don't use past performances, this is the current performances. I think local coaches can make a good team. That's what I love about international coaches. Because when they come, they look at the current...
they start scouting for...
the current talents.
Yeah.
Local coaches, they've got those attachments with the players because other players, they hope them to other teams, they prepare for that time. So that's what I don't like about them. But I don't have somewhere where I stand saying this is good or bad. Whoever can do the job should do the job. But these are just the things which you have to look at. If it's a local coach, no corruption, use current best performers, not odd results. If it's an international coach, let the man work. Don't bring in ideas, not always being in his ear, give me ideas, not this both sides. Let him pick according to his eyes and build a team from there.
Thank you very much. That's a very tough opinion.
Yeah.
I was going to get an opinion from you, Mr. Mwangala, but I believe our producer, So, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was joined by Mr. Patrick Mwangala, who is the third captain for the Information and Communications University Computer Boys football team. Also, I was also joined by Kaygan Mumba, who is a Real Madrid supporter and also a key man in the establishment of the Information and Communications University ICU League. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Steven Chisenga Mwape, on the Sports Smarts. Until next time.